An intriguing new mission has arrived in the Chaos P.O. Box.
Audacity is like, screw these people. They came for the king.
This is Velik Ving, but everyone calls him the boss. He is the head of Usum Station,
located inside of a hollowed-out asteroid.
He's heard that recently there's been some trouble with the Audacity. He believes that we might be able to help him, he might be able to help us.
Hidden inside was a well-encoded message.
Help, please, Boss Club. I want you to meet with the boss, but your primary mission is to find out who sent the encoded message.
Next stop, Usum Station. It's good chaotic.
Kimberly Gordon has just given you your latest mission and has promptly kicked you out of her office. So whenever you are ready to depart for Usum Station, your ship is ready for you. And as usual, Beep Boop will have all of the mission specific parameters on board and all the information that you'll be able to have in advance. Before you head out, is there anything else you'd like to do before you leave the lighthouse?
I don't think so.
No.
Nope for me.
All right, then when you are ready, the four of you board the Vagabond and the deck crew sees you off and you exit the lighthouse station. Trip, why don't you take us out?
I do that.
Yeah.
I press the relevant buttons and pull back on the thing and press the go button.
Okay, you don't have any sort of ritual before the flight or if anyone has like a pre-mission ritual.
I think there is. So before every flight, there is a little on my inside jacket pocket where if you were to buy a certain sci-fi branded jacket from a certain sci-fi branded jacket company, there might be a pocket for like the magnet part of a badge. I pull out and there's like a ring. I kiss it, and put it back in my pocket.
At the time this is happening, it would no longer be a sci-fi branded jacket. It would be a vintage antique. It would be an antiquity branded jacket.
Yeah. You wear that to the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
It's definitely something you could bring on to Antique Roadshow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Purveyors of sci-fi themed jackets, reach out. Reach out.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I could be mentioning a brand right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll do a filter to make Ben look purple, and then we'll add a jacket on them. Yeah.
I still have a can of purple paint left over from the Game of Rassilon. We're gonna slather Ben up.
If someone wanted to get me a cool sci-fi duster and crop top thing, I would not turn them down. And the cat ears, come on, let's do it.
That's all. Yeah, it's all wins. If somebody wants to compress me down into the size and shape of a croquet ball, I actually don't want that.
I feel like we could just have a croquet ball and have you paint it with all your fun mini stuff that you do.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a better idea than squishing me.
I get that.
We could like glue a fishing line to it so you can hang it from stuff and like move it around and things like that.
No, I'm just going to fill it with magnets.
Obviously,
it's going to be the most magnets you've ever seen.
We do have to catch a live beaver.
Yeah, because I was going to say I'm already a bazooka, so we're just missing the beaver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's one trip to a taxidermy place and some cash. Anyway.
All right, so Trip hits the go button, as we are calling it, I suppose. And the ship does that thing where when you depart from the lighthouse, there are no stars around you, and you hit your faster than light travel, and it is still dark, as we established, because you are moving so fast. So when the ship does finally come out of that, the starlight around you is practically blinding, just because it is such a shock to see those pinpoints in the sky. And you are outside of a massive asteroid field. There is a saying from an old Earth fable that goes, "Never get involved in a land war in Asia." Unsurprisingly, there is a very similar saying out in the universe, "Never fight a war inside of an asteroid field." Apparently, these two armies were unfamiliar with this saying. The wreckage of two ancient fleets continues to be pummeled by the rocks of the Skirvington asteroid field, a parsec-spanning mess of destruction. And that's why it's a perfect place to lay low when the heat is on. It's a deadly route to the hidden outpost called Usum Station, and only the best of the best can make it there in one piece. So we are going to do a not quite an engagement roll. Rather than going through the entire process of you trying to navigate your way. Trip,
That's me.
we're going to have you make a helm check.
Cool.
Everyone will be able to contribute some way. We're going to do this sort of like a team roll, but you won't take any negatives if people fail their rolls. So if people have something that they want to do at their stations in order to provide you an extra die, we're just going to take the best number for that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to fly the ship just to kind of
We've got
get the
that.
ball moving.
How many points in
I
helm
get
do you have?
2 in helm.
Okay, so we're starting with 2 die.
Yes. So I'm going to roll my... Should I roll mine now, or do we want
No,
to wait
let's.
until... Okay.
If folks have things to help contribute to navigate, it's up to you to decide. But anything you do will give Trip more die.
Anything you say may be held against you in a court of law.
From tactical, can I do like a tactical scan?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you perform a tactical scan, and doing so, you will provide 1 extra die to the helm.
From con, can I maybe like look for like publicly available like maps of the region to kind of like almost like a nav computer kind of thing to get us? I'm thinking of like the moment in Solo when L3's like databases come online in the Falcon, and it helps them navigate the mall a little better because like there's like information that's like out there.
Yeah, you pull up the historical data from this era, and you are able to transfer that into navigation. So you are able to add an additional die to the helm roll. BB?
So I have 1 under scramble, and it says that it can help with getting through difficult terrain. So is there anything that I can do about that to help our
Not
ship
specifically like that. If you want to do something more ship-based in order to provide... because you're not really scrambling right now.
Touche. I mean, I don't really have anything else right now. Everything is kind of like, are you in danger? And we're not really there yet.
Okay, that's fine.
So am I rolling with these extra die?
Yes.
Or are they rolling?
No, we're going to give them all to
Okay.
you. So that'll be 4 dice.
All for sailors. Okay.
What's your best roll?
My best roll is out of these is a 5.
Okay. All right. So the best roll was a 5. That is a mixed success. So when you arrive at Usum Station, the Vagabond has taken quite a few bumps and bruises. It's nothing major to any of the systems, but cosmetically, it got hit a number of times. It's almost unavoidable. Even the most skilled pilot will have trouble navigating the asteroids. And not only that, but the debris from ships in there that don't make it end up becoming shrapnel. And as more ships fly through there and fail, there's more and more shrapnel. So the Vagabond has seen some better days. It's still completely flyable. It still works. And you arrive to Usum Station, and it is about 15 miles, the asteroid. You've positioned the ship where the asteroid is directly above you. And as you begin to make your ascent, 2 doors open, sliding outward, and the Vagabond raises into the asteroid. And the reason that you approach the station like this is because the way the gravity is set up at Usum Station is not on the outside of the asteroid, but the interior curvature. So you can see, once you are inside, the entire Usum Station built into the inside walls of the asteroid. You can see people walking on all of the edges around there. And it's, of all the wretched hives, it's actually not that bad. So the Vagabond sets down on the landing pad where it entered, and you are now oriented to the gravity correctly. And the doors open, and welcome to Usum Station.
So it's kind of like when you see like those sci-fi images of like a crest or circular shape, and so like you could walk all the way around on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a full spherical.
Like Lower Decks, that planet that had that computer that was starting to fail, and they could like walk around. Okay. Or the moon on Treasure Planet.
Or a Dyson sphere.
All of these are viable.
Okay. Cool. Well, do we go find this guy first, or do we figure out who that message was from?
I wouldn't mind figuring out who the message is from. Wouldn't hurt.
Agreed. Is there anything like in terms of how the message was hidden in the message, in terms of like frequency or technique or something like that we might be able
to make a roll to.
I was going to say, I was like, I can help with that. I've got a thing in study.
Ooh.
How many do you have in study,
I have
though?
1.
Oh, I only have 1 too. So either way.
Let's be friends.
How do either of you have what are you guys on hack?
I have 1. I imagine you
One.
would.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the same.
You just be study buddies. It's fine.
We are study buddies. We're radio hosts together, co-hosts. So
It's true.
Makes sense.
Yeah, we analyze frequency all the time, by which I mean rockin' jams.
Yeah, but we can study this document or item with close scrutiny to gather information and apply knowledge.
Also, Killsphere is a podcaster, so they know all about multi-track recording. So, could we roll like a study for this? Like,
Yeah,
what do we
absolutely.
do?
Yeah, it will be controlled, limited.
I can also do a construct whisperer because machines speak to you when you study them.
This is not a machine that you were talking to. This is
Isn't
information.
it like a little like disky thingy? Isn't that like it's not like a little like comm speaker thing?
You would be studying the interior of your own ship for that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep saying no.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to figure out what form this message is in. Like, is it like paper text? Is it like a
It was digital
File?
signal, from my understanding.
Digital,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like when someone sends you a voice message on your
Oh,
phone.
sure. Yeah.
Digital non-sentient.
I can assist you with that.
I rolled a 6 and a 1, so
The six
probably the
carry-
6. Yeah.
The 6 carries over. You see that it is on a very unique frequency, one that it's not even the one that anyone uses. It's just like its own frequency that's been developed specifically for this message. So it's very sophisticated. So the person who sent it has a really good understanding of comms and things like that. But because you got a 6, you will be able to identify that frequency. So I'm going to just kind of give you like a free, if you're within the vicinity of that frequency, you will be alerted to it.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Perfect.
It's like a Find My Friend setting.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna try and LoJack the errant podcaster.
Yeah, Beep Boop chimes in and says, I've sent it to your personal comms.
Thank you. Beep boop. And then Killsphere. I don't know. I guess Killsphere just keep monitoring for that, but maybe the faces should probably meet somebody.
Yeah, I guess I can go talk to this boss and see what the boss wants, and maybe when we meet with the boss, whoever sent the signal will reach out to us.
Yeah, it's always a possibility.
Very true.
Oh, we're
once they know we're
splitting
here.
up.
Are we splitting up? I don't think we have
Oh,
to.
are you going by yourself?
No, I was
Let's
just.
all do it.
Well, yeah, we can all go together.
Yeah.
Let's go as a team.
There was mention of face, and that's kind of what I am. So, I mean, look at this.
Face of the org.
As you depart the ship, you are greeted by 2 smiling folks dressed in white and navy and silver uniforms with a 5-point star. Hello, friends. Might we have a moment of your time? Are you familiar with the First Contactors?
Hey, I'm sorry. We don't have time for this. We've got a very busy schedule.
Oh, we're not asking for any sort of donation, just a moment of your time.
fine. It's fine.
I give online.
Can I actually?
Oh, so you're familiar with our cause then? Oh, wonderful. Oh, please. What is it that attracted you to our organization?
I like the first part of it. Yeah, more than the contact. I like the first part.
Our first directive. Oh, that's the most important one.
Yeah, you know
Oh.
what? My friends aren't as familiar with it as I am. So, do you want to tell them what it is?
Oh,
'Cause,
we
like,
would be they look at one another. We would be delighted to tell you about it. So we are the First Contactors. We are explorers who make first contact with, let's call them underdeveloped societies. We believe that everyone should have their place in the universe as a community, and some of those planets, they're just so far behind. They're still having wars with one another and spending resources with each other. So it is our mission to go and catch them up with the rest of the universe so that they can become productive members of our glorious universe.
Hang on, sorry, I actually have a quick question. What do you consider to be productive, and why does a culture need to contribute to the galaxy? Why are you placing the worth of a civilization? Sorry, I'm a little cranky, and I was doing some light reading on the way over here. May have been reading some left-leaning periodicals, and I'm currently in a place where, like, why are you placing the value on a civilization on what they can produce for you?
Oh, it's not for what they produce for me or us. It's what they can do for everyone. So many of these pesky planets just minding their own business, developing their own cultures. We don't need that. We need to get them into the same society of the universe altogether. And we will go out there and explore strange new worlds, and we will gladly meet as many of the folks we can.
So you like to go like to deep space voyages?
Oh, absolutely. We have deep space missions. We're a very enterprising
How many
folk.
deep space missions do you have?
Sorry?
How many deep space missions do you have? 9? 9 total?
You're familiar with our organization. You know that we span galaxies. Oh, we have been doing this for a long time, and honestly, we believe that the good we have brought to these unfortunates has made everything just so much better off. So
I have a question. If you're doing so much to make everything better off, why do you need donations?
Oh, that's what I said. We're not asking for donations. We appreciate any donation, but this person I've sent literature to all of your comm devices and to your personal ship. Peruse it at your earliest convenience.
Yeah. And as Trip is nodding, pulls out his personal communicator and immediately deletes the message, and he says, "Sorry, I get what you're putting down. I don't like it. I cannot support this enterprise."
God damn it! Beat me to it. Beat my ass to it.
Look, it's been a long road getting to here, and we just can't.
Well, if you change your mind, we're just about everywhere. Just look for us. We'd be happy to have you as part of this wonderful organization. Y'all have a great stay at
Why
Usum.
did you send me a U2 album? I didn't ask for this.
Thank you. I will file this away in section 31 of my data bank.
And they leave you be. That they've given their spiel, and yeah. Okay, so what are you going to do now? And I have an additional question. Have any of you ever been to Usum Station before? Because this is a pretty well-known hub. It is a good place to lay low, to spend illegally acquired money, to fence items. So have any of you ever been here before?
Has Chaos been here before?
Absolutely.
I feel like we have.
Yes.
In fact, I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You know for a fact that Kimberly Gordon is banned for life from this station.
That rocks. Okay.
All right.
That's good to know.
Chase has obviously never been here because last mission was her first mission, but now I'm wondering what she knows that her grandmother did, or if there's like some sort of genetic thing where like if her DNA flags because of her grandmother. So that'll be interesting.
That is good to know. I don't know if Killsphere would know that, and I want to let it be dramatic. So
That's fine.
Surprises for later. Welcome to beautiful Usum Station. It is fine.
And did you read that directly off of the front of the local tourism pamphlet, or is that from memory?
Oh, Killsphere hovers like 2 feet over, and there's a sign that says exactly that.
I was going to just say that.
And then just like a little laser pointer shoots out of Killsphere and sort of circles the sign. This is where the sign is located.
Chase is batting at the laser a little bit.
I was about to ask if the laser was leaving scorch marks, and if so, do you then have to roll to take damage?
I hope not. Yeah.
No.
I don't think. Yeah.
After roughly 50,000 years, Killsphere was finally able to lower the setting of their burning laser to non-lethal levels. It took a it took a while, but
It's the minimum non-lethal level.
yeah, it was very difficult to find one non-deadly device within Killsphere.
It is still,
Even when I'm not looking, I'm not bad. You still see me like slowly like turning my head around, looking at it, like following it with my eyes as it goes.
I apologize.
I think it is still just strong enough that if you pointed it at a balloon, it would pop.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Everything else is fine.
Destroyed. Yeah. If there are any balloon aliens here, they're gonna have some trouble with me. Anyway,
Stay at a little balloonia.
Dan, writing
The
down.
balloon district.
That's what Usum means. It's balloon. Anyway, no,
Balusa.
There are lots of little districts there. There's shopping districts. There's the nightlife district. It's very well laid out. I imagine the city is about the size of like a smaller Midwestern city. I was actually looking at Cincinnati.
Ooh. I'm gonna find some nice chili while we're here.
Named for
You do not want to eat the Usum chili.
Here's the thing that always trips me up about Cincinnati is it's named after the Roman Emperor Cincinnatus, which sounds like you just made that up. Because having known Cincinnati for my whole life, when somebody's like, no, it's named after a guy named Cincinnatus. I'm like, no, it isn't. No.
It's like, have you been to the city of Detroit? It's named after Detroit Stuffer.
Yeah.
It's named after detritus.
Actually, San Francisco.
Fun fact about Cincinnati that I only recently learned the order of. I knew this as a child. This can be cut out if we need to. But so Jerry Springer was once the mayor of Cincinnati before he was like a famous TV person.
I'm just learning this now.
But
for
here's
the first
thing.
time.
I knew that as a child, but I also knew is that one of the major things about the past of Jerry Springer is that he had a sex scandal where he got caught with a sex worker because he paid her with a check. Here's what I only recently learned. That happened before he was elected mayor. So he was elected mayor of Cincinnati after having been famously caught paying a sex worker with a check.
That's a good campaign.
Yeah, and then he went on to be a broadcaster who then got the Jerry Springer show. That was after he was mayor of Cincinnati. But yeah.
Incredible.
That's very not how I saw that going.
Yeah. Anyway,
okay.
So,
wow. So yeah, this Usum Station place, it's like Cincinnati, you say.
So by that you mean there's another asteroid nearby that's actually got a lot more cool stuff on, like an aquarium, and like and nearby is a theme park asteroid. That's the only reason why you really go down that area. Okay, cool.
Isn't like Cincinnati Space Dock is actually on a different adjacent asteroid? Perfect.
There's King's Meteor, which is a theme park that's near Cincinnati.
Perfect.
Even if you make it there, the odds of surviving those rides are astronomically low.
Do not tell Chase that. Literally, never tell me the odds is the name of my assigned automatic special ability.
So you're telling me it's 6 red flags over Cincinnati?
Where are we going? What are we doing?
You tell me.
I guess we're gonna go try to find the boss, the Velik Ving, and figure out what's going on here, while my compatriots try to triangulate that signal as we go.
Yeah, let's head towards the Velik Ving district. I would imagine some sort of cool bar
Ving
district.
Enterprises.
Oh,
What are we talking about here?
Oh, yeah. It is no secret that Velik Ving hangs out at his nightclub, the Thirsty Shunderflap.
Don't ever call me that again.
That's from the Douglas Adams School of naming things that sound rude but aren't.
Would anyone like to make a study roll if they know what a Shunderflap is?
I'm absolutely going to do that roll. My study score is 0.
Yeah, mine too. I'm gonna try it anyway. Darn it! I had a 6 because that's the lower. I have a 3. So
My lowest is 2.
No, neither of you are familiar with what a Shunderflap is.
I
feel like
assume
BB's
it's some
gonna
kind of
know what this
domestic
is.
beer.
I can give it a go.
it's a thirsty beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got a
welcome to my
1.
store, the Thirsty Lager.
In Usum Station, lager drinks you.
Actually, now I think about it, the Thirsty Lager would be a good punny name at like a
I got to reroll.
lumber mill.
Something came out of. I have to reroll because something stopped on a corner.
Yeah.
Cocked.
6 and 3, and we get to take the 6.
I thought you said you had 1 point in it.
And you roll 2 and you get.
No,
oh,
if
it's
you have
just
0,
roll 1?
I'm still going to give you the 6. I'm just going
Mother
to
of God.
cut this part
No.
out, but I'm going to give you the 6. No.
We roll the 2s.
No,
when
let
we
me
don't
just
have anything.
reroll.
Okay.
Because that's not fair. 6.
Hey, look at that. The
Meant to be.
universe wanted you to know this.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
A Shunderflap is a 30-foot bat-like creature made out of molten energy.
Oh. I did not want or need to learn that.
But that's the
I mean,
boss's
you
club.
did want to learn that. We rolled dice specifically because you wanted to learn.
yeah.
Technically, you didn't learn
Can I-
that. BB just
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If I learn that later, can I roll to unlearn it?
No.
Yeah, it's called taking help.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's doing your drugs roll. Yeah, that's a different thing.
So I guess we'll head to the thirsty Shunderflap.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's not that far from where you docked, and even still, there's public transportation everywhere inside this.
And I imagine if we were like summoned here by this guy, we probably would be like, "Hey, we were actually asked to meet," so that we would be directed there. I assume.
Yeah, there is a bouncer at the door, and they do stop you. They're quite large and intimidating. It's like, what's your business here?
Your business is our business. We were actually requested by the boss.
Jim, is that you? Jim? And Killsphere floats towards the bouncer. It has been so long. Jim, how are you?
Which would this be? This is you're lying. What is that?
Oh, I didn't know if I was lying. I'm just hoping I know this guy.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see if you're lying or not.
Let's discover together if I'm lying.
Let's go sway. Let's call it a sway.
Oh, I wish I had anything in that.
It's a risky standard.
All right, so if I have nothing in that, what do I do?
Then you roll 2 and take the lower.
Great. Every week, I am going to ask this question on the show. I apologize. I got a 1. I got a 1 and a 2, which it's the 1.
Yeah.
I love those dice so much.
I can actually say this now. When my dice roll a 1, it just says fuck on it. So, yeah. That's why everybody laughed a little.
Also, make sure that when you're failing rolls, you're marking experience.
Yes.
Oh yeah, hey, look at that.
Yes. Thank you, Dan. Oh, my God. You're such a good GM, Dan.
Oh, thank you.
Little insight XP.
Yeah, you approach this bouncer and they say, I got bad news for you, friend. Jim died.
No. Are you telling me there hasn't been a Jim here in 25 years?
No, it was like a week and a half ago.
Oh.
And a tear rolls down their eye. Like, I miss Jim so much.
I am so sorry. And a little slot opens on Killsphere and a single tissue pops out.
Thank you. And they take it and they dab their eye. Okay, I still have to scan you just in case the boss. I'm sorry. And there's you've destroyed this bouncer.
I go, hey, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and I go, we're all feeling it, and it's okay to let it out. And take some time for yourself if you need to.
They put a comforting hand on top of it. Thank you. I needed to hear that right now, but I still do have to scan you if the boss.
Yeah.
I have a job to do. I'm sorry. I need this job.
We get it. Yeah, we apologize for the gym convenience.
And while crying, like almost without even looking, they take out what looks like a grocery store kind of like scanner and gives each of you a scan. And
They take out what the props department built as a scanner.
Yes.
It's a Nerf gun for some reason.
Each of you scans green that you are in fact welcomed here. And for a moment, each of you, the word visitor appears as like almost like a holographic name tag. And then you see it and then it fades away. It's like, we just have to make sure that employees and I'm sorry.
Hey,
just
you know
go
what?
Inside.
It's what Jim would have wanted.
It
And then
is,
I walk
it is.
inside.
You know what? Have a round. When you have a round, give a toast to Jim, and they let you inside.
I have to ask, how did he go?
It's too painful to talk about.
Did
You know what though? I think it would really make you feel comfortable to let it out and explain and like talk about it.
Please do. Yeah. I mean, were you there at the gym quest when they were?
No,
No.
He was rude to the boss, and the boss popped his head.
Oh, he always
His
had.
palm.
Jim
yes.
always hated when people popped his head.
You're telling me he turned Jim into jam.
That's very clever, but it hurts so much. All right, so you step into the Thirsty Shunderflap, and the joint is jumping, okay? There is a big band playing on the stage. There is a huge dance floor. It's a combination of the Roaring 20s with 60s mod and retrofuturism like from the Jetsons. This place is not a nightclub. This is like an old school kind of jazz club, and everyone there is having the night of their lives.
Including Chase. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, great. I think Killsphere does the thing where they sort of rotate and like get into a disguise that they do, and Killsphere just gets glossy and has a bow tie.
Amazing. Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah, I do like a magical girl transformation with my smatter coat and everything. And yeah, I have like a short mod dress with like cool like go-go type boots. But then because of the 20s element, it also has like a cool like vintage jacket, like kind of like my pirate coat. Like it's like a cool like tail coat that has like a little button up thing on top. And she looks awesome as hell.
Oh no, BB's an animal, y'all.
Yeah, BB's
So
always an animal.
all she did was like kind of shake, but kind of not, because she, honey badger don't give a.
I recently re-listened to the Session Zero, and I remember now that BB is always au naturel.
Yes.
Yeah.
BB and the Bee buff. Yes.
BB, once you step into the club, your tracker that you set up for the frequency along with Killsphere, you're getting stronger signal from inside the club.
Interesting.
Awesome. Can I rig it in a way where this sounds kind of crazy, but almost like a laser comes out of it that gives you the path to the what direction the signal's coming from.
It's really dangerous with Chase in the room.
Do we want to broadcast that to other people in the room if this is someone who has surreptitiously sent us?
It's a club in Hoppinin, so there are lasers everywhere.
Okay, I don't hate that.
That's a good point. I am probably like distracted a lot looking at lasers going around the room. Luckily, it's enough that I'm dancing, but I'm like, what if instead of it being like a visible laser everybody can see, what if it's like you have an eyepiece that comes across your eye and you can see, you can track
I guess I always wear my goggles, so that'll work.
AR kind of deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If we made it like an infrared laser.
Yeah.
Like a TV remote laser.
Yeah.
You can't see it with your eye, but you can see it in a camera.
But that means that Chase probably can see it, with her cat eyes. She probably can see the frequency spectrum.
Look with your special eye.
Wow, that was super loud in the mic. I apologize.
How dare you have fun? Disgraceful.
Okay, BB, why don't you make a rig roll?
Cool. I've got
This is
two.
going to be, I am going to say this is going to be risky.
Okay.
Because
I
you are
have
trying to find someone who is trying not to be
Sure.
found. And it will be a limited result.
Sure. I have 2, and then I'm happy to add on a stress to make my odds
if you want to
better.
push yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many dice is that? Is that 3?
Yeah, so it costs you 2 stress and you get an additional die, so
Okay.
you'll have 3.
Yeah. Let's do this. And we take the highest one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only time you ever take the lowest is when
Is
you have
the
no
other.
points.
Okay,
in the
cool.
skill.
Oh, I rolled 2 6s.
Okay. Yeah, because this is such a unique frequency, you are able to get this to work exactly in your goggle overlay, and you're sharing it with the team, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see basically like if you were landing a plane, lights that are just guiding you to where they are.
Flashing lights.
There's
I actually kind of like that.
The body of a headless bouncer in the corner. No.
Can I have almost like a clippy that shows up in the corner that's like this direction?
So what happens is you see the lights and they are basically all the way across the bar from you, but there is a large group of people there and you're not quite sure which
one
person it is.
Okay.
But you have absolutely narrowed down the area from the entirety of the club, but you know that the frequency signal is coming from across the way closer to one of the bars.
All right, everybody, looks like our target is at 12 o'clock.
Trip looks tentatively at his watch.
Trip,
Yeah.
look up.
Trip looks up at the thing.
Nope. Trip, look a little more down.
Trip
Forward.
looks at Trip's shoes.
BB starts climbing up Trip's back and yanks his head in the right direction and says, "This 12 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you."
I'm just having fun. I'm just glad to be out with friends.
Boy, if your brain wasn't mashed potatoes, I would. She starts grumbling as she climbs down his body.
I don't know if we want to go to. Do we want to do the boss bit or go to the bar? I feel like boss.
I think we should boss, but I also understand wanting to go to the bar.
I think my take on this is the person who is asking for help, because they encoded that request in this message, having the context of speaking to the boss might be useful for what they need assistance for.
Yeah, my feeling is that the boss is who summoned us here. And so if we come in and we start talking to somebody else instead, that might make the boss suspicious. Whereas if we talk to the boss and then we're hanging out in the club, hanging out and talk to somebody, then it might feel a little less blatant.
But it's definitely good to know where that person is in case the boss does a general reference or references that side of the bar. Clues, context.
Yeah. So I think that I'm going to look for the boss and try to cozy up to him a little bit. Not cozy up, but you know what I mean? Meet with him.
Can I use my animal senses to sniff him out?
You don't have to. There is a door that is being guarded by 2 enormous guards, and it is incredibly apparent that that's where the boss would be.
It just says "da boss."
Yeah.
On
It does say, it does. It does say the boss on the door. Or the, yeah.
Duh.
No, duh, D-A, not the.
The
Da
boss.
boss.
The boss.
The boss.
That's what you put on the invite for the episode. So.
Yeah.
No, it's what Michael put
No,
on
I
the
put that on the episode because I wanted to torment Dan.
It's Department Administration Boss. Yeah. I go up there.
Hello, I'm DA boss.
Actually, It's Dubois. It's French, and it's the former owner of this facility, and he just never got around to having the name on the door changed.
On Usum Station, there are two authorities:
so
the district
good.
attorneys who run the entire station, and the people who call for help on the other side of the room. Dong, dong. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk up to the doors that are labeled "the boss," and I'm going to say, "I believe we are expected. We are chaos."
Is that supposed to mean something to me?
Manny.
Yes, it's supposed to mean that we have an appointment with the boss.
You got scanned when you came in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They press a button on an ocular display they have, and they see the visitor tab. It's like, all right, here you go. Mind your manners. And they finish opening the door for you.
Thank you.
Fuck you. Sorry, thank you.
Hey, you know what? Just roll one die to see if they heard.
5.
Now you're all right.
Yeah. My dumb goof didn't get us in trouble. Won't be doing that again. Dan pays attention.
So you enter through the boss's door, and inside is a surprisingly large room that is very sparsely decorated. There's high ceilings, not much on the walls. It's very dimly lit with a blue kind of lighting. And on a slightly elevated platform, there is an enormous mahogany desk. And behind it sits Velik Ving, 14 feet tall, 6 arms, intimidating. Like you can almost like feel his presence when you walk in. And he looks at the 4 of you and says, well, I'll give you this. You're very prompt. I only sent that letter a few hours ago. Good to see you're still checking that box. Please come in. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm the boss.
You don't have to be so grumpy today. Here, come over here. BB goes in for a handshake with the long, like friendly handshake with the lowest arm. We can come up with something.
Do you like jump up onto the desk to do it? 'Cause
Yeah, or like the low. You said 6 arms, right? So some of them might be hanging low enough where she tries to do like a slappy.
he takes your hand. He has a very massive hand, and you are very small, and like shakes it. Charmed, I'm sure. May I offer you anything? We have just about anything you could want. Well, not everything, but is there something I could?
Yeah, can I get 4 cred, please? I'm just joking. I'm fine. I'll have a sparkling water.
A sparkling water appears, but so does a cred.
Interesting.
Oh.
I pocket the cred and slurp on the sparkling water.
Now, granted, I don't like to give away, well, anything for free, but I am looking to hire you, so let's consider that a bit of a down payment.
Don't we have to share it, or? All right. That's fair, I guess.
Killsphere,
I just want to make it clear that we have not committed to anything yet, even with that cred. A down payment implies that we are already agreeing to work, and we haven't even heard your pitch yet.
Yeah, I think it's more of a deposit. Deposit holds our services, but is non-refundable in the event that we are unavailable or your request is unreasonable.
See, this is why I like to work with professionals. Okay, it is a deposit. You are not on the hook yet, but believe me, once I lay this out for you, I believe we will have a working relationship that we can all be happy with.
We'll make us smile.
I heard that recently the Audacity had some trouble with their casino operations. I have heard that it was perhaps the 4 of you who were involved in that. Don't worry, I'm not looking to turn you in. I have no love for the Audacity. They are a constant shadow above my operations here. I am a businessman first, and everyone here works for me, but their oversight is sometimes prohibitive to my business. With me so far?
yes.
Trip leans forward and says, obviously we can't disclose any engagements we may have had with other clients, as I'm sure you can understand. There's a certain amount of confidentiality in what we do, but let's assume for a moment that we were involved in that particular escapade. What about it strikes you?
Well, they're looking for you. They're offering a lot of money for it. Wouldn't it be nice if they just went away? I know it'd be nice for me if they went away.
That's not really what we do.
Oh, I wouldn't ask for anything too untoward. I'm not asking you to kill anyone, but we could make your problem disappear along with my problem. Hear me out, and I think you'll enjoy what I have to say. And a holographic planet appears in front of you. This planet, a desert planet, its name lost to time, faced a natural cataclysm. And when that happened, its rotation around its star was thrown off. Rather than its circular rotation, it began an oval-shaped one. And as the planet drifted closer to the sun, the desert melted. And as it moved further away, it cooled. And it repeated over and over and over again for eons, until the planet became known as the glass marble. 4 times during its annual rotation, it finds itself in a habitable zone. And during that time, the wealthiest people in the universe gather for a party. I happen to know for a fact that the 3 heads of the Audacity will be attending this year's Glass Marble. I want you to go there. Bring me the 3 heads. Not literally, but bring the heads of the Audacity to me. And in doing so, none of us will have a problem with the Audacity anymore.
There is, of course, a missing component of your explanation. What are your intentions with the 3 heads of the Audacity once they are delivered?
I like to conduct business in my own way. Everyone at Usum Station works for me, but I still have to answer to them. There are certain trades that the Audacity has deemed that I am not allowed to get involved in, certain vices, some of the, let's call it, stickier problems of the universe, but ones where I can make a lot of money should I be allowed to do my business here. That's it. Consider it a hostile takeover, if you will.
How hostile?
We don't have to worry about the details, but...
No, we actually do have to worry about the details. That's why I'm asking the questions.
Do you want the problem to go away?
I do, but not at the expense of something that I don't agree with morally.
Well, then perhaps this will convince you. And 2 faces show up in the holographic display. Now, there are 3 heads of the Audacity. First, there's the mob boss, and there's a female figure's face. This is Jennifer Tequins. She is the most ruthless gangster in the entire universe. She takes pleasure in murder, mayhem, all of the worst things you could possibly imagine. She also runs the help trade and does not let anyone else partake in it. She is greedy, she is vicious, and I am in love with her like you would not believe. But
I can see it.
That's not important. This charming individual, it points to the second head, is a masculine head, is Benid Northar the 65th, CEO and heir of the Northar conglomerate. He's the money for the Audacity. Most notably, his family made money by developing a mining fleet that could strip mine an entire planet in hours, and it doesn't matter if they're inhabited planets or not. 65 generations of inherited wealth. This guy is a real piece of shit and has the most punchable face in the universe.
Yeah, I can see it.
But these 2, they answer, truthfully, to the 3rd member of the Audacity. Born
Elmo.
Born Shad Latchunder. Shad was a genius from birth, hell-bent on domination. By age 4, he had conquered his entire planet. Shortly thereafter, his empire expanded outward, taking over his solar system, home galaxy, and a few neighboring ones, all before he was old enough to drive. But this was not enough for him. He wanted the universe, but he understood that one cannot conquer the universe through military conquest. There are too many battles, too many variables, the expense. It is just not viable. So that is when Shad Latchunder concocted a new plan to take over the universe by winning hearts and minds. That is when Shad Latchunder became Jack Skyflyer, the most popular teen in the universe.
Oh, I've read some of his comics.
Weren't we at that Dick's Bar and Restaurant in episode 1?
It was the play center where
The
Killsphere...
kids' play place. That's it. Yes, I was in the Jack Sky. Oh, okay. So Okay. So I'm just imagining like the set of camera shots you would get to depict a character having trauma, but it's just a ball with a bow tie. And you just like overlay shots of like kids like throwing balls and being crazy. And you just hear this like low rumble.
It's that sound from Kill Bill. The wee.
That's exactly it. Oh yeah. Yes. That's yes. So Killsphere just has it's almost like a trauma memory of just like screaming happy children, which is not something they are okay with. So yeah. Okay. Jack Skyflyer.
The universe would be a much better place without these three. Your problems, my problems aside. So I'll tell you what, you bring them to me, I will not harm them, but we will make sure that no one answers to the Audacity ever again. So, do we have ourselves a deal?
We have an audience, and we will talk it over amongst ourselves, and we will let you know our thoughts on the matter.
Very well. Please help yourselves to the amenities of the club, but I look forward to your answer as quickly as possible. And the door opens, and the guards who had been guarding the door make it very clear it is time for you to go right now.
Fair. I want to check. If we're going to the bar, I want to like look up historical records, because something you said specifically at the end of the last mission, I think is apt for us, is we have to be careful not to make too many waves in history, because the lighthouse as a futuristic space is so important to, like, we don't want to affect history in a way that will get rid of the lighthouse. So if the Audacity was a organization that lasted for a certain amount of time, I think that Chase, at least, I would be hesitant to do something that would change history dramatically by making an organization disappear. Like, it'd be like say in like modern day, I removed ancient Rome before it became like so like there was no Roman Senate or whatever. Now we don't have the pathways to modern democracy. It's like, oh, we might have gotten rid of this one dictator, but we didn't. But then by doing that, we affected all of history. It's my rant about stopping Amerigo Vespucci. You know, like not
also, if there was no Roman Empire, what would men think about all the time?
Exactly.
This is important.
Yeah, obviously the Greek Empire.
Byzantine.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
The steps. The people of the steps. Yeah. So I want to make sure, because like, if that's the case, this is a non-starter for me at least.
Historically, all of Chaos's missions operate within the parameters that the things that you are expected to do will most likely not affect things down the line. Like if you want more information, you'll have to consult with Beep Boop or your database or anything like that.
So there's a relative timeline cushion to the stuff we do,
yes,
for lack of a better
It's like a temporal, okay. There's a butterfly effect compensator device that's turned on. Okay.
Yeah, we call it the Kutcher field.
No, we do not.
No, we don't.
We never ever do.
And never have ever called it that. It's actually the Suplee field. No. It's a good actor. Anyway, no. Okay.
Finally saw that sailboat.
Paradox absorbing crumple zones.
So Killsphere. Okay. First of all, as we are walking out, Killsphere is going to hover just behind Trip's shoulder and push him out before he can make any more colossal fuck ups with anybody we talk to, and maybe even jolts him a little bit on the way out, just to make sure we get out without any more issue. This is something Killsphere has learned to deal with from various missions in the past. And then once we get out of the Ving's room, whatever, Killsphere's gonna put up like a bubble of of relative interference, so we can't be monitored.
Like a cone of silence, basically.
Basically, like a sphere of silence. So we can have like a private conversation and not be monitored.
You want to find like a booth for that, or are you just going to do it right outside the door?
I guess a booth sounds good.
Yeah.
A booth sounds nice. And we float towards a booth.
All of us? Floating? We're smelling a pie?
There's actually an error in the render, and the three of you T-pose and just sort of slide towards the booth.
This is a Bethesda game. I didn't realize that.
Exactly. Yes, it's middle of a cutscene, just absolute T-pose and slide out of the
Great.
Yeah,
that means
perfect.
BB goes through the middle of the table before she ends up on top of it, because that's the only way to render that.
The most unbelievable clipping you've ever seen occurs. Yes.
All right, yeah. So we are at a table, and you put up your little like.
I put up the sphere of quietude.
I think I repeat my concerns that I just said out of character to you. I go, like, this is what I'm worried about. Is like, if we mess up this point in history, like, I know that you said it's going to be fine, but that. I still think like, yes, you're right. The missions we do are designed to not do that, but also we don't know yet if we want to work with this guy because he's a crime boss. So like, I'm going to say this. I'm going to switch to in character now. I know that his offer is to get the Audacity off our backs, but we live in the distant future. So the Audacity is not going to find us there. So it seems like all we really have to do is not operate in this time period for a little while and let them kind of let their history run its course, and then we're fine. So I don't know if really just getting them off our back is that much of an incentive for us as individuals.
I'm inclined to agree. I think we may also want additional context. We might be able to get more information from the person who asked for help. But yeah, for me, this is a non-starter. I don't have any, I see no beneficial reason to help this bellend at all. I just don't see it.
Yeah. Replacing one crime organization with another that operates with the same level of malevolence doesn't sound like a potentially good situation. So I don't know what the boss does, but I do know one thing, which is that he popped the head of a doorman who he thought was a little bit rude to him. So I don't exactly want to go, oh, this is the person that I want to put in charge.
I'm not rushing to do this guy lemon. I'm just not interested.
Agreed. It is not an ideal vacuum of power to fill. Perhaps we should investigate the Audacity heads independently and determine their opinion of Ving.
I never trust anybody with a limp handshake, and it was limper than you know what in the middle of a blizzard.
Maybe it was the wrong hand.
Oh, did I touch his penis?
No, he just had a lot of arms.
Oh, well, you should clarify what you mean.
Thank you for listening to Good Chaotic. The Good Chaotic crew is Châu Kate Lê, Ben Paddon, Riley Silverman, and Michael Nixon. Our GM is Dan Peck. Our theme music was created by Daphne Sacklines. Follow us on social media at Good Chaotic Pod, or join us in our Discord to hang out with other fans, share fan art, and talk about the episodes. If you'd like to help support the show, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts, or by becoming a patron at patreon.com/goodchaoticpod. And also, tell your friends. It really helps us get the word out and get new listeners. Until next time.
I think we've milked this bit as hard as it can go. Yeah.
Yeah, you could say we warped that quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. We treated it like Worf in the Act 2 of a TNG episode. I'm getting real specific.
We were pretty defiant to their goals.
Yeah.
And we just lost all of our listeners.
I hope not.
Yeah.
We gained Anson Mount, and really that's what matters.
That works for me.
I would have been Jim Sest if that had been.
No, that sounds.
I think I meant Jim Sensed, and my brain was like, "Hey, you know what?
Hang on.
Yeah,
Can I do a retake of that?
No.
Oh, dang it!
I think we just go ahead and cut that out.
Yeah,
No. Double it.
just add reverb.
Well, now we know it's going to be at the end of the credits this episode.